Facebook page. The link is live now. We are live now. All right, my beautiful people. Yeah, it's that time again. It must be Wednesday, which means it's Black Woman Wednesday, and we're going to allow Facebook and YouTube to do their thing and let you guys know that we're here. But we're about to have an absolutely phenomenal time. I mean, if y'all ain't never seen me excited tonight, y'all gonna see me super excited. I got my wine. I'm feeling fine. And we got some powerful sisters who's going to be sharing with you guys here tonight. And so while you guys are connecting, go ahead and tag a sister, right? Go ahead and tag a sister. Go ahead and hit the like button, the share button if you care about Black women and Black empowerment, women empowerment, all that good stuff as well, because it's Black Woman Wednesday. Now, the whole point of tonight is really to just love on the sisters. You guys are absolutely doing a phenomenal job. What I say is you guys always show up. I mean, I was raised by a single parent. My mom, my dad was around, but my mom raised me. And what I do know, at the end of the day, whenever something magical was happening, when I hit my first home run, when I bowled my first 300 game, my mom was always there. And so I just had this phenomenal time with the sisters that you guys always show up. And so I appreciate you. Tonight, we just want to love on you. Let you know that we appreciate you, that we love you. And, we want to make sure we get every sister that we can to know that they're loved, appreciated, adored tonight. What you guys have an opportunity to do as well is, as the audience, you have an opportunity to put into the comments below why you love and appreciate the Black woman. Here on Black Woman Wednesday, it's all about the uplifting of our sisters. And we got right now 4. But I think we're going to have 5 phenomenal women to be able to share with you things that they got going on and to also speak into your life. You don't want to miss this. You don't want your sister to miss this. Are you your sister's keeper? That's a great question here tonight. Are you your sister's keeper? Hit the like button, the share button if you care. Also, while you guys are connecting, man, go and let us know where you're connecting from, what city, what state, what country. We're broadcasting across the World Wide Web, and we understand that as we might be broadcasting here from our studio, ERGJ Studios in Decatur, Georgia, where it's greater, you could be anywhere. And we want to know just how far our reach is tonight. Man, last time we did this show, this show went viral, and tonight we know it's going to go double viral. What's going on with your Wanda D. Hollis? Thanks so much for joining. You need your wine, you better go get your wine so you can be feeling fine, because I am enough. That's right, Debbie O'Shaughnessy, thanks so much for joining us. Good evening to you. Miss Yvette Best, thanks so much for joining us as well. I love Black women because I am her. Hope, Faith, Love, Jonesboro, thanks so much for joining us. Let us know where you're connected from. Hey, I'm not going to delay because I got to make sure the sisters got plenty of time to share with you guys what we got going on here tonight. If you know what time it is, it's the New Black Wall Street presenting to you the Black Woman Wednesday. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The New Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the New Black Wall Street. Yeah. It's on the New Black Wall Street. Here's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight in the New Black Wall Street as we present Black Woman Wednesday, where we just love, adore, we put some hugs on, we just let you women know that we absolutely love you, we need you, we adore you, we appreciate you, we respect you, we can't live without you. Can't live with you either, but we can't live without you. Here on Black Woman Wednesday, it's all about the Black woman. So tag a sister, invite a sister, show a sister that we are here to show some love unto her tonight. Now, tonight's show, the topic is no opportunities wasted. We got 4, almost 5, working on 5 to get here. 5 phenomenal women to share with you guys their story, what they got going on. We're going to have an excellent conversation that you can be a part of here tonight. Want to hit the like button, share button if you care. Hit the like button, share button if you care. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, founder of the New Black Wall Street, and international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. That book there, matter of fact, is a study of Black wealth. It's a study of the 12 richest Black people in the world today, and 3 of them happen to be women, and how they built their wealth. And I just truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, that's a big if, by the way, because Black wealth is a Black choice. You have to choose to learn what you don't know, to get what you don't have, to live the life that you want to live. Well, you can simply go to the website, theblackbillionairesclub.com. That's right, theblackbillionairesclub.com, and pick up your copy today. Hey, man, theblackbillionairesclub.com. Pick up your copy today. Hey, tag a sister, like and share if you care. all that good stuff as well. We got Wanda D. Hollis represented from Atlanta, Georgia. Miss Debbie O'Shaughnessy from Atlanta, Georgia. Christopher Ruffin, best up, man. Thanks so much, Judge. The brothers are showing up here from Chicago. Wanda D. Hollis, I am enough, 365.com. Miss Vivian Reed, good evening to you from Brooklyn, New York City. Thanks so much for joining. Miss Melissa, Miss Precious Paulding, thanks so much for joining. Miss Wakita Nutri, good evening to you, man. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. Black wealth is a black choice, and we must choose to learn what we don't know about money. Today's episode is being sponsored by a black woman-owned company. That's right, a black woman-owned company. So I pull it up, and that company is Big Sis Media. So everything that you see that comes from ERGJ, all of my websites, all of my graphics, all of my flyers, they come from Big Sis Media. Well, you guys can check them out at bigsismediagroup.com, bigsismediagroup.com. And the cool thing about Big Sis Media is she really is a big sis. She wants to watch over your creative and digital and design agency that's going to watch over your most critical needs like a big sis would. Check out bigsismediagroup.com for all a full service creative design agency. You ain't got to learn all that stuff. You can hire someone who knows what dope really looks like and can make your visions come true. That's right. Make your visions come true at www.bigsismediagroup.com, www.bigsismediagroup.com. Well, my beautiful people, let's catch up on these comments, man. It's time to get this show on the road. Black Woman Wednesday is here. In the comments below, for all you guys, all your fellas and all your sisters, you got an opportunity to share why you love, you appreciate, you adore, why you need the black woman. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Why you love, adore, appreciate, need the black woman as we introduce our guest here tonight. That's right, man. I'm telling y'all, I wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready. Who knew I was gonna be able to bring all these wonderful sisters. And you know how hard it is to bring all these powerful people in one place, no matter where they are? Man, let me tell you, it ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. And that's ERGJ. Hey, we're going to bring to you guys to the stage. I want to let you guys know we have Miss Nadia Ruffin here today, Miss Precious Paulding, Miss Vanessa Braxton, and Dr. Roberta Hoskie. Going to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves here tonight. We'll start with who I call the Queen of Soil. Nadia Ruffin, if you could tell the people who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
So my name is Nadia Ruffin. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. The importance of agriculture, not just farming, but actually the importance of the science and things behind agriculture. So I have a business, I have a nonprofit, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But that's what I do, is I teach about agriculture and science.
Man, Miss Nadia, let me ask you, man, how important is this thing that you're teaching? Because I've been following you for a while. Agriculture and teaching the youth, not more than farming, like you said, but just agriculture, us understanding the value of agriculture in our community.
It's very important. It's our food, it's our fuel, our clothes, everything is involved with this agriculture. And it seems like the Black community, we lack knowledge in that field. So as a result, we can get anything thrown at us, and we just have to accept it because we don't know. We don't know what's right, what's wrong. I mean, we hear things about, like GMOs and things like that, but it's deeper than that. Like, there's a lot of things that we just don't know about that we should. So that's what I try to do, is educate people about that.
Absolutely. So the urban farm sister, the Queen of Soil, Miss Nadia Ruffin is here with us here tonight on Black Woman Wednesday. We got Precious Paul that came back. She said she liked it so nice she had to do it twice. Miss Precious Paul, for the people that don't know who you are, if you could, let the people know who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Yes, hello. My name is Precious Paulding. I am a prophetic poet, a keynote speaker. I'm an author. What I really am about is my mission and my movement, which is I Choose Me, hashtag no more excuses. And my whole thing is to help everybody see that they have a light, they have a purpose, they have an assignment, and that is up to us to turn our breakdowns into breakthrough in order to show up with our purpose and with our light on. And so I just wanted to connect you to yourself so that you can fall in like with yourself in order to gain favor with God. Because when we like ourselves, God likes who we become, and we get to show up with our gifts and our assignment.
Absolutely, man. Miss Precious Paulding back at the house, man. We got the honor, the privilege of Wonder Woman. I mean, this Wonder Woman down here. Dr. Roberta Hoskie has joined us here today on Black Woman Wednesday. I don't know who don't know you, but in case they don't, if you could let the people know who you are, what you do, and why you do it.
Absolutely. My name is Dr. Roberta Hoskie, President and CEO of Outreach Realty Services, which is a full-service real estate brokerage that is currently licensed in Connecticut, New York, Georgia, and by the end of February, the beginning of February, we will have licensing in all 50 states of the United States of America. I'm also the president and CEO of Outreach School of Real Estate, where we teach real estate, and we also license real estate professionals to create additional streams of income. President and CEO of RH Development, and where we develop real estate properties. Managing member of MET Construction Management, which is owned by my teenage children, where we manage properties, construction management properties, using FHA dollars to rehab properties. I am the founder and chief of the greatest sisterhood that this world will ever see, which is the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. It is a faith-based sisterhood, international faith-based sisterhood, devoted to breaking what we call the poverty curse. We believe in group economics, women working and creating their legacies, creating wealth together, and doing what I live for and what I believe God allows me to live for, which is breaking the poverty curse. And recently, to add to those titles, I am a new author of my first book, The Poverty Curse is Broken. It talks about my life from poverty to prosperity. I gave you all of those titles. Before any of that, I was a single mother on welfare, getting $447 a month and even homeless.
Man, everybody congratulate Miss Roberta Hoskie, a newly published author. And let me go ahead and say international best-selling author up in here. Dr. Roberta Hoskie, Miss Millionaire Mindset. And if you guys only knew the story of how I've connected with these sisters some kind of way, I just got a little boldness. And y'all see that tiger back there, that lion. I'm bold as a lion. And yeah, they know it too, man. Hey, man, thanks so much for joining us, Miss Wonder Woman, Miss Millionaire Mindset, Dr. Roberta Hoskie. And we would be remiss as we got Black Mama up in house. I mean, Black Mama, she had to put me in my place the first time we met, but now we are the bestest, coolest of people because we still got a mission. Miss Vanessa Braxton up in the house. I don't know who don't know you either, but in case they don't, you can tell the people who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
I'm Vanessa Braxton, CEO, president of really Black Mama Brands. You know me for Black Mama Vodka and Black Mama Teas and Cafes on my newest venture. I'm a retired structural engineer. And of course, I give it up to the doctor because she's doing construction management. So I did that for 20 years. So that's kudos to you. But, I'm the only Black-owned licensed distiller with my own manufacturing facilities in the U.S. and the only Black-owned tea manufacturer in the U.S. as well. So, right now we're doing Black Mama Teas and Cafes. That's the company I'm taking to the New York Stock Exchange and, just bringing it to a different level. We're in pre-IPO right now and it's a lot of work. And I'm also an accredited investor and I have my own family office for about 2.5, 3 years now. So I'm in the private equity market with my own family office, creating generational wealth for me and my children, but also teaching other people what that level of having a family office through private equity and, real estate as well. And that's where I'm at.
Absolutely, man. Black Mama up in here. We got one more sister, Miss Lisa. We got you sideways right now. I see you in the lobby. I don't know what's going on with. Okay, there we go. We got to bring the coach up in here, man. Let me go ahead and bring you. You ready? You ready? Oh, you stay ready. You ain't gotta get ready. We're gonna bring Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill up in the house. Now we got a full screen, guys. Y'all might want to go and take a screenshot of this. Put that stuff out to your people. Let them know that we ain't playing tonight. Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill, thanks so much for joining us here tonight on Black Woman Wednesday. I know it was last minute, but you all, again, Black women always show up. They always show up. if you could share with the people who you are, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill, what you do and why you do what you do.
Yes, I am Lisa Santiago McNeill. I am the coach's coach, and I help heart-centered individuals who have learned something in life to get their message across to others and to build a business with their own life lessons through publishing, podcasting, and promotion.
Absolutely, man. The coach's coach, man. I just want to take a minute here and just say I appreciate all of you. Ladies, you guys have had an impact in my life, whether you know it or not. I know Lisa Santiago McNeill was one of the ladies who called me in my lowest moments and got me back on my feet. Miss Vanessa Braxton has been an inspiration with all that stuff she's talking about that y'all might not know what she's saying. Like, yeah, she's been an inspiration in these markets and stuff like that. Roberta Hoskie from welfare to millionaire. I mean, that's enough. Oh, I just gave you a title, by the way. No. You know what I'm saying? Make sure I get my credits on that. With all of your prophetic. And then Nadia, hey, listen, I've been watching you for so long, and I've been telling you, man, we're gonna get this thing going with what you're doing in the agriculture industry. It's only a matter of time. And tonight we're gonna be talking about no opportunities wasted. But before we do, we got Miss Precious Paulding up here, who's going to bless us with a little spoken word. Precious Paulding.
Hey, I thought since we are doing Black Women Wednesday that I would share one of my poems out of my first book called Precious Thoughts from the Soul, and it's called Sisterhood. There is a sisterhood that we long to share, where we let go of our ego and lose that unfriendly stare. For we face the same obstacles and often our pains are the same. But in each other, we find the chance to place blame. Place blame on the life in which God called us to be. But it is in your world I find my sin, which is called jealousy. Why is it I find envy in the gift God placed in you instead of finding the strength in the things we once went through? Why is it I listen to everything but the little voice that speaks to me, which tells me to accept my life and be all that I can be? Why can't I just be happy for you and praise God when it's your season instead of secretly trying to destroy your dreams for no apparent reason? There is a sisterhood in this world that we long to embrace, a chance to bridge out the gap and take our friendships to another place, a place to where honesty rings true, where I can learn to love God's divinity in you. For we are created in God's image, and to be jealous of you because of your light just makes us that lonely shadow walking in the night. You know what a shadow is when light is connected to the dark. It is this place in your life where you want to make your mark, question your motives, and start to love from the heart. And this is when the revelation of sisterhood will start. We all have the power to make this sisterhood movement true, to shower each other with the love God placed in me and you. So I challenge all women to take a stand in this nation, to start creating true bonds to pass down to our future generations. And I dedicate that one to all the queens, because when we unite together and support each other and recognize that it is about us completing each other and not competing with each other, we really represent the God piece and the whole picture of what God really is everybody.
Man, I better say it, sisterhood. Now we got a sister that's actually got a sisterhood going on. Dr. Roberta Hoskie, your thoughts on this piece from Precious Paulding? I might see a little connection bringing that into the sisterhood thing, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what I kept thinking about. So yeah, I have the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. It's a faith-based sisterhood, and we exemplify women working in unity, loyalty, and group economics. We talk about breaking what we call the poverty curse, but we are sisters first. And so we believe exactly like what you were saying in that poem was so powerful. It's all mindset, because for me, and I'm gonna go back to mindset. Why we think about certain ways, like you really broke down. Why is it that I feel this way about your blessing, about your gift? And that's really not the way it's supposed to be. Like, we're supposed to embrace and learn and grow from one another. I love that poem. I need that book. So make sure you connect.
Yes.
And I would love to talk to you more about sisterhood. I'm very fortunate, Evan. I don't know if you know this, but I just raised the entire chapter. Partially raised the chapter in Dominican Republic of the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. And me and the sisters from the United States are going to DR on the 17th. and raising up a sisterhood in Dominican Republic. Over 300 women there are joining this sisterhood in DR that don't even speak English. So what you spoke in that poem is universal love, is universal about what we need as women together to unite when my people are one. So I love that. Shout out to you. I need that.
Thank you.
And I'd be remiss not to come over to the coach's coach who's been aiding Miss Precious Paulding and in this sisterhood thing. I guess we're going to start talking about sisterhood since this seems thing. What are your thoughts as we are transitioning to the conversation on sisterhood and the importance of it?
Absolutely, absolutely. Sisterhood is definitely key and critical. I started Women's Empowerment Networks because I was tired of the stigma associated with women not supporting other women. And I really believe that it was probably more of a perpetuated myth than it was a reality that actually continued to compound upon itself, because the women that I seem to have connected with didn't have any of that issue. They all wanted to see one another build and grow. They wanted to straighten the other diva's crown, if you will. They wanted to see somebody else to operate in the fullness of their greatness, their gift, and be able to share with someone else. Women's Empowerment Network is an international organization. We meet physically here in Charlotte, North Carolina, but we have chapters in the Bahamas, in Chicago, in St. Louis, and in New York, because women's empowerment is a universal theme and a universal need.
Absolutely. Everybody putting counsel, all the sisters out. Everybody putting counsel on sisterhood. Let's come up to Miss Nadia Ruffin, as you have been urban farm sister. What have you seen is in your industry or in life as we're talking about the sisterhood, sisters helping sisters and women helping women to level up? Have you found it to be a big support network for you?
Yeah, it's kind of building. Like I said, I'm in a field that it's not a lot of us in it at all, Black men or women. That reaching out, there were a lot of people that are interested, and me being able to network with other women as well as, you know, children and things. It's building up that population of people that are needed in this industry. So yeah, I've had a lot of support. I wish I had a lot more, but again, it's an industry that we don't know a lot about. So until there's more education out about it, it's slowly progressing. It could be a lot faster, but you know, it's something that we don't know a lot about. Like, you know, if it was sports or something else, you would get that, you know, that instant, you know, people gravitating towards you for it. But when it comes to agriculture, science, that's not some area that we really focus on anymore. I mean, we used to be the scientists of the world. You think of Egypt and things like that, but you know, we've been far removed from that. So like I say, it's generating. There are a lot of women that are interested in farming, but I want to get them more interested in the science aspect of it, and the business aspect of it, and more not just, you know, people look at farming and, you know, food as, you know, just giving it away all the time, and we shouldn't do that. I mean, we can actually make a living doing these things, and I try to teach them that. So yeah, that's
absolutely. When you're talking about making a living in this industry of agriculture, Black Mama, Miss Vanessa Braxton has got some connection here to the agriculture industry. What's your thoughts when we're talking about sisterhood and women helping women, and anything that you might have for Miss Urban Farm Sister, who is leading the path in agriculture in her area and across the world?
Grow some weed. No. No, I commend you. I myself learned a lot about not more of the agriculture. You know, that's definitely a hard area as far as farmers. You know, I do have a 15-acre grow, but we're doing cannabis and hops and CBD flower. But people really need to get back into growing their own food. I'm even looking into trying to grow teas. So I might be reaching out to you, sister, and seeing how we're doing that, because I make vodka. So I make vodka from the tea leaves, and I import from well, now I can't do Turkey, and now Hong Kong with this mess, but China and India and South Africa. And you know what? Those countries, they have such a great support system
Yeah.
with their culture. It's the same thing as you would have with your sisterhood. You know, so
Right.
I'm trying to get as many of our women, our community, to look into other areas other than what else we're doing. You know,
Right.
like the entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that, but we don't have resources in this country. We don't have raw materials, and the biggest thing that goes back to that is the agriculture. Everyone doesn't realize that agriculture stems for everything, even down to the CBD. We still need to harvest. We still need to pull from the ground. Same thing with my tea. So, you know, even with the corn that I use to make liquor, everything comes from agriculture, and people are missing the beat. So I try, you know, I have a female grower. I helped her out, and she helped me out just as well as being the grower, but she was more on the cannabis side. And I would like to see more, not just of our women, but of our men just as well. But there's a lot of sisters, a lot of mamas coming out that's doing the thing.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, they're investing. They're, you know, like they've invested into Black Mama teas and cafes, and now they're looking at, you know, trying to have their own family office. But I spoke to Evan about, you know, about a Black family office club, whereas all of us can collectively come together and invest. You know, I'd like to see all of us do that, whether it's in your farm or, you know, into real estate or, you know, anything that we can collectively get together, just like what other, you know, people do on a regular basis that I've seen from being in the private equity market. As far as our community and women, we're not there as far as investing. We know on the retail end of investing, but people really don't understand what goes on in the private equity markets. You know, I mean, I got into, and Evan, I got into Lyft 3.5 years ago at $5.50 a share because I'm an accredited investor. I came out at $72. There should be no reason why all of us should be doing that. So if I can teach all of you or give you access to what I have access, but just follow my lead. Don't try to, you know, not saying don't question, but do your research. If I'm giving you access to something, it's because I paid millions of dollars for it. Try to grasp it and use it, and then push, you know, pay it forward to somebody else. And I feel that that's what we do with, you know, with our sisters. You know, I got to say to Evan, thank you for doing what you're doing. But there's a lot of brothers out there that just know every doggone thing. And sometimes this Black mama got to check them.
Well, a wonderful word there. You mentioned the word access, and I believe that's such a powerful word. I talk so much about it. And when I say access to the right people to get you the right information. So we have, you know, 5 sisters here to have access, that they're able to give access to those who don't have access or don't know. So let me ask that question across the room. Let me catch up on the comments first. Again, guys, as you're watching this broadcast, Black Woman Wednesday, we're broadcasting across Facebook and YouTube. Hit the like button, the share button, tag a sister. It's all about women empowerment tonight, loving on the sisters as well. But this word access, put that in the comments below. I'm going to catch up on the comments, and then we'll move forward with our broadcast tonight. Wanda D. Hollis, Big Sis Media Group. Miss Vivian Reed, thanks so much. Wonderful. Miss Wakita Nutri. Hey, sis. Wanda D. Hollis again. Welcome, beautiful queens. Carla Scott's in the house. Thanks so much. Beautiful guest. Debbie O'Shaughnessy, thanks so much for being here. Miss Ava Adams, man. Congratulations, sister. Love Poetry, Miss Carla Scott. Mr. Antoine Lowry, thanks so much for being here tonight. Again, that's another student that's come over from the BBC over to Miss Hoskie. Sisterhood. The sisters are representing here tonight. Sister Miss Sheree Renee, thanks so much for being here tonight on Black Woman Wednesday. So we mentioned this word access, and let's come back over to Precious Paulding. When you hear this word access, where is it that you are leading sisters and brothers and giving them access to?
Well, my whole mission is give them access to themselves. helping them see that while we're searching for everything outside, that it is for us to give impact, we have to impact. And so my access is helping you see that everything that you've been through is what pre-qualifies you, is what makes you undefeated spirit of the world. And so I want you to gain the strength in knowing that no matter what you've been through, if you can just turn that pain into power and show up, you can fulfill your assignment. And so I want you to realize that who you are created to be is really about how you feel about yourself. And we spend so much time looking at everybody else and not really taking the ownership and acknowledging the lessons that we are to turn into our blessings, and realizing that it is up to us to see who we are in order to be all of the special things and places that we want to go into. And so every queen on here had to really acknowledge who they were first in order to even show up in this light. And I think that is the step that a lot of people skip, is that this is the product of never giving up. This is the product of always getting up. This is the product of understanding that I was born enough, that I have what it takes in order to impact the world because I've done my personal work. I've clocked into me. And so when we can begin to clock into us, then we then invest in the most valuable piece, God's most prized possession, which is us. And so how are we treating God's most prized possession as we show up in the world? So we give into everybody else first and forgetting about us. So I want to return to you so that you can really overflow, because in order for you to overflow, you got to be full up on the inside first. And so that's my mission, is to help you see that once you take care of you, everything else is easy.
Man, everything else is easy.
Wow.
Woo, I mean, I feel like I'm like, you take care of me. Man, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill, as we talk about access again. Thanks so much, Precious, for that. As we talk about access, where are you leading sisters, and what are you giving them access to?
So my main objective as the coach's coach is to give them access to the information, to hold open the doors that have been opened to me, and to show people how to leverage their skills, gifts, and talents to open up doors for themselves. Through publishing, sometimes publishing is the thing, it's the key that unlocks the door by helping you to be identified as the subject matter expert in the area, but also creating content that leverages your lessons, your life lessons, to the whole world, to be able to understand what it is that you went through without having to go through it, so that they can get where they're supposed to be quicker than they could go on their own. I get to take people who have been through circumstances that they thought was going to destroy them, and I get to show them that you overcame that situation, not just for you, but so that somebody else can now look over your shoulder and be able to see off of your paper and move faster into the places that they were destined to be than they could if God had not allowed you to go through that circumstance. And through those opportunities, we create more and more opportunities and access for one another. Every one of my coaches, every one of my clients, every one of my authors has access to any of the environments that I have ever created, any of the environments that I have ever been introduced to. I bring them on the road with me. I help them to get interviews. I show them how to show up in the power of their strength. I teach them how to tell their message in a way that is both compelling, provocative, and selling. And I show them how to build a substantial business around the lessons that they have learned in life.
Absolutely, man. Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill giving them sisters access, man. Dr. Roberta Hoskie, as you think about where you're leading the sisters and what you're giving them access to, what is that?
That I love that question, and where we're leading them to, and what we're giving them access to. There's, for me, it's a lot of it has to do with a lot with what all the other sisters and other women have said. I agree with each and every one of them. What I'm providing access to is the ability to help people make millions, the ability to help people break what I call the poverty curse. I lead them to access and give them access to a real millionaire mindset sisterhood, a real sisterhood, a sisterhood where women really love each other, really are each other's keeper, really have each other's back, want to see them get ahead, want to really see them win. And shout out to Sharice Blue, who was just up here right there with the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood logo out of New Jersey. She's one of our conductors of the sisterhood, one of the presidents of the sisterhood for the New Jersey chapter. And so we give you access to that and women in their network. We also, give access to real estate investing. Real estate is what allowed me to help break the poverty curse. Of course, God is the person who gives us power to get the wealth, but it was my real estate investment. And so because it was real estate that allowed me to make over $1 million in 18 months, it is real estate that I live and grieve by, and to teach people how to create multiple streams of income. And I also teach mindset. The way we create wealth is that many people think that the way that we create wealth is trading hours for dollars. And that is one of the worst ways of creating money. The best way to create money is to sign your own paycheck. The most secure way of creating money is to sign your own paycheck. And don't believe the brainwash that we've been fed in the United States of America, this good old thing talked about job security. There is no security in a job. And so because of that mindset thought process, I give them access to the Millionaire Mindset, which teaches people that you can make money in your sleep. You can make money while you sleep and not necessarily have to trade hours for dollars. And most importantly, I give access to hope and access to God, the access to hope that anything is possible, and that dream that they have, that DREAM, is a divinely revealed event in their life or waiting to be manifested. And shout out to Sharice. I saw your hashtags MM Sisterhood for Life.
Man, we got a lot of access going on up in here on Black Woman Wednesday, man. Come on up to Miss Nadia Ruffin, the queen of soil. And where are you leading the sisters, and what are you giving them access to?
Well, like everybody else has said, I'm giving them access to freedom. I mean, agriculture, if you can feed yourself, you can clothe yourself, if you can do any of that, you have freedom. With that, you can actually make money as well. Just like they were talking about the investing, there's a lot of companies that are in agriculture that you can invest in and, make a lot of money. They have dividends and all types of things. So I'm giving access to freedom. That's what I'm giving access to, because if you know agriculture, you know science, there's nothing you can't do.
Absolutely, man. Agriculture, science, urban farm sister, the queen of soil is up in the house, man. Miss Vanessa Braxton, I already know. I know. Where are you leading sisters, and what are you giving them access to?
I need to snatch all 4 of these women and put them in my Black Family Office Club. So all my investors can have access to them, but you know where I'm at. I give access to a lot of my investors and a lot of people to understand really, like what Dr. Hoskin said.
Hoskie.
Hoskin, thank you for the correction.
It's okay.
She's teaching you about the millionaire mindset and being a millionaire. I'm taking it to the next level, to billions. That's where I'm headed to. When you have a family office and you have that real estate, how do you actually set that up to go for generational wealth for 150 years? You do that through a family office. The Rockefellers did it, and very few of us, if any, have access to that. I want all of us to have access. Once I got mine, and in order to have a family office, you have to have an 8-figure portfolio, in order for them to give you access. So once I got access, I started sharing little by little to those who are investing. And I'm not talking about investing on the retail end. I'm talking about investing on the back end through private equity. And people who have real estate need to put those into a portfolio. So when everyone is done, now let's put that into a complete bundle and set it up for the next 150 years. And I just recently got a dynasty trust through my attorneys. I ain't never heard of that until I got it, but it's a beautiful thing. And that's what the Walmart family have, Dell Computers. I got my family office through Dell, through Michael Dell, having access to him and his people, and I didn't know anything about it. So imagine, I didn't know, you know what, I have to pay for it. I have to try to teach people on a slow scale of taking everything that they have and setting that up so their children's children can eat, because you can make the $1 million, but you want to be able to put it somewhere and have it sitting and continuously grow without having the government touch it, without having anybody touch it, and it's there for them for generations to come. So that's what I give access to.
Man, we got the sisterhood, we got access, and our main topic tonight, guys, on Black Woman Wednesday. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the show. Make sure you hit the like button and share button if you care. It's only if you care. It's free to do, by the way. I know y'all might think it costs money. It's actually free. It's like you just click the button and something happens. So just do that, subscribe and all that good stuff. Man, our topic tonight, and we got to talk about this for the next 20, 25 minutes, is no opportunities wasted. Now, for me, the word opportunity has come up all throughout the day. In some kind of way, it came up in the affirmation, a quote of the day we were doing earlier today. It came up again. I was like, wow, this is the word of the day, opportunity. And I'm talking to some sisters, and we're having a conversation with some sisters who take advantage of opportunity. But also, I imagine that they've had some opportunities pass them by because they wasted opportunities in their previous life. And now they understand and say, okay, I need to start taking advantage of these. Now, for me personally, as a brother, there was a time in my life I realized, I said to myself, I'm no longer going to let opportunity pass me by. I like to know when that came across your wavelength, where you said, what were you going through? What happened? What did you miss out on that you said, you know what, this will never happen again. I'll never let opportunity pass me by. We'll start with, looks like somebody's ready to go down there, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill. No opportunities wasted. When did you come across the epiphany that you were no longer going to let opportunity pass you by?
I think the biggest thing that teaches us not to let opportunities pass by is the thought of our own mortality. Thinking in terms of the fact that this could be your last chance, or this could be your last opportunity, or this opportunity may not come about again. For me, I have always been one to sort of not be in the comfort zone. I've never been in a comfort zone. So for the most part, standing in the front of the room, standing outside on the ledge, all of those things were a part of me being willing to trust God beyond what I could see. And having had the opportunity to get a second chance, wow, I just realized that I did miss an opportunity. So 8 years before I embarked upon everything that is Lisa Santiago, God gave me a vision. And he had opened up the sky and showed me everything that was impending. He showed me the platforms. He showed me the people that I would serve. He showed me so many things that I was going to be able to accomplish and overcome, that it frightened me. It frightened me to the point that I cowered in the corner and I asked him to choose somebody else. And I went dormant for about 3 years. Dormant meaning living a mundane, humdrum, just on to the next, on to the next, on to the next life, until the day where suddenly nothing made sense anymore. I woke up one morning and the language that I had been speaking for almost 20 years, which was the language of technology and computers and all of the interactions that I did on my job, suddenly seemed foreign to me. I was in meetings and I couldn't even comprehend what was going on. And I had to take a step back and I had to revisit the fact that I was called to a much higher calling than what I was operating in. I was very successful on my job, but I was not in a position to leave anyone my job, and neither was I in a position to give anyone a job. I personally have believed, or have become instilled in me, the belief that economic independence is empowerment, and that economic independence is achieved through entrepreneurship. If we can get to the place where, like Dr. Hoskie said, that we can sign that check, where we're writing on the bottom right hand corner of that rectangular instrument, and we get to determine how many zeros we put after that number. We get to write that check to decide what communities we're giving into, what things we're facilitating, what needs we're meeting. That's when we're truly empowered, and everything else is a farce, because there is no such thing as job security. I was given the opportunity to believe that I had job security, to believe that I was in a position of power, only to have the veil lifted from my eyes and to let me know that the people that they decided that they were going to let go, I didn't have any control over. And even though I was not the one they were letting go to today, or whatever that day was that they gave me the list of people that I had to send home, it was also the reality that I didn't have control over my own destiny. And I want to give people the control back over their own destiny. And so being able to do that was the moment of awakening for me.
Man, no opportunities wasted. Thanks so much, Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill. Miss Nadia Ruffin, was there a day that came up to you where you said, you know what, I'm not going to let another opportunity pass me by? Before you answer that question, everybody put in the comments below now. No opportunities wasted now. Nadia Ruffin, go ahead.
I think it had to be when I was like working at the health department. I was a disease investigator, and I'm also an entomologist. So I'm a person that studies insects, and they would always come into the office and they would ask me like all these questions about, say it was like a mosquito-borne disease or something. They would come in there, they'd pick my brain for all this information, and then they would go on the news, and everything that I had told them, they would do a whole news broadcast, and they were like, oh, well, I'm like, why wouldn't you let me go on there and tell this information? I'm the one qualified to do it. And so working there, and then, seeing the way, people of color are treated, even in public health, we're already treated bad in medicine and all other areas, but public health, it just opened my eyes to like, I don't want to do this. I want to actually be able to help people. I want to actually be able to educate people. And I said to myself that, just like they're coming in here picking me for information that they're going on TV, I told myself I'm going to be on TV talking about what I do. And then that same year, I ended up being on the news, and I was talking about hydroponics, because I teach people hydroponics and all other stuff too. And so, it was that moment working there, and they're using me, and I'm like, they're getting rich off of my knowledge that I've acquired. Why can't I get rich off of this? Why can't I make a living off of this? And that was my defining moment. So I left the health department last February. And from that point on, I've been working, teaching agriculture, teaching classes, growing things on my urban farm, things like that. But it was finally realizing my greatness. I mean, they're coming in here asking me this, and they're taking the same stuff and they're teaching what I taught them to other people. I'm like, I can do this myself. I don't need you. I can do this myself. So that was one of my defining moments.
You can't pimp me.
Right. Right.
Absolutely, man. And she paid a question, a great questioner. She said, well, she had to ask herself, why can't I? I don't know who that's for that's out there. Why can't I? Again, now I want to just tell you again, I'm so proud of you. I've been watching it's been about 3-4 years. I don't know how long it's been, but man, I did not know about leaving the health department and all this stuff. So I'm just super excited to be connected to a sister that decided that why can't I? And I'm going out here and make it happen. And you've been making it happen ever since, man. Super excited about your growth and everything that's been going on. Miss Precious Paulding, as we're talking about no opportunities wasted, a defining moment for you, or a moment when you came to understand that you were no longer going to let opportunity pass you by. I got to unmute you.
I would have to say that mine wasn't so much as an opportunity to pass me by, but what started my I Choose Me movement, which is allowing me to pass me by. It seemed that I would catch every opportunity for everybody else, but I would forget about who I was. And so I was so busy performing on roles and titles that I was overlooking me. And so through the journey of trying to be everything for everybody, the opportunity that I was missing was being able to shine in the light and with the gifting that I was given from a little kid. And so mine wasn't so much the opportunity, but it was being able to set time aside to realize that I'm worth it, that I'm worth working for, I'm worth trying for, I'm worth showing up for, so that I'm not giving everything to everybody else and then feeling depleted in the end. So I I learned to cherish the time that I had with myself in order to be able to create and do what I have been desiring for so long. And so for me, it wasn't a missed opportunity, it was missing me. And so I had to realize really when I was a stay-at-home mom that it was bigger than me. And I can really say that I was watching Oprah a lot at that time. And I came up in a time where a lot of people had something to say about me and my husband and me being home where I should be out in the field. And so it was so important that I stayed home. But in that time of me choosing to stay home, I was able to nurture the gift that I was. And so it brought me into who you see today. And so I would say, while there are opportunities, never miss the opportunity of seeing who you are so that you can bring the best thing that you have to offer.
Man, absolutely. Don't miss opportunity. Definitely don't miss yourself. Dr. Roberta Hoskie, man, you got such a phenomenal story. There may be something we ain't caught just yet. We talk about no opportunities wasted. And I know I think you got a little day 15 card over there that you might want to talk about as well. What's this thing you got going on here as we talk about never miss another opportunity, deciding that you're not going to miss out on another opportunity again?
Absolutely. So this is my card. Is one of my 21-day mindset cards. Is day 15, and I have these cards, and they're my Millionaire mindset cards. And it says, "Problems are not problems; they're platforms and opportunities." And if you look closely, you see opportunities and you see problems crossed out, and you look at solutions. See, when I made these Millionaire mindset cards, these 21-day cards, I was really self-reflecting on how my life has changed. And once again, I believe that it is God who allowed this to happen in my life. So I was looking at it. And one of the stories you may not know, Evan, is that when I was working in New York at Albert Einstein College of Medicine, and shout out to my Millionaire Mindset sisters, I see them up there. I see them saying Chieftain, and I'm seeing them say Sisterhood. Shout out to them. And so I see my sisterhood showing so much love. But one of the things you may not know, Evan, is that in New York, I worked at Albert Einstein College of Medicine making six figures. And I was wasting a time working on a job. And I came home, my daughter was walking, and I missed that opportunity to be her mom. And that was one of the times where I realized that I didn't have control over my life, and I didn't want that to happen. So the other big thing, a big moment in my life is with Lisa, the coach's coach just made me think of something that really hit home. And I lost my nephew at a tender age of 24. He died from cancer. It was just out of the clear blue sky. We found out he was diagnosed, and he died 7 months later. And being 24, Division I athlete, and then to die like that really makes you realize how mortal you are, and realize that the time that you have here on earth is a precious thing. And because of that, I am laser focused on building this sisterhood, building and uniting women all across this world. I am so focused on creating a legacy, because I'll never know when my last day is. I thank God I'm in perfect health. But I promise you that I will never lose the opportunity to show love and show that what is possible, to show that as women, we are powerful together, and we will be more powerful together than we will ever be divided. There will never lose an opportunity to show that and to be an example of what God can do, and to show people what is truly possible. And so because of that, every day becomes an emergency for me. When I created the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood, I sat at the table and I met with my cabinet, and I said, we will plan 100 years out, because this is about breaking the poverty curse for generation and generation and generation and generation and generation. And all of my Millionaire Mindset sisters that are on this live feed right now, they will attest to you that we will not stop until we break this poverty curse, until our children don't have to worry about finance, until our grandchildren that are not even born yet don't have to worry about finance. Our great grandchildren don't have to worry about it. The Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood, women together. I will never lose the opportunity ever again. Everything is a state of emergency, because what we have, this time we have right here on earth, is a blessing from God. Because of that, I live my life. And so, that's one of the things that hit home with losing my nephew. And so, like, that's how life is. And shout out to my Millionaire Mindset sisters. I see all the love coming in, breaking the poverty curse, y'all.
I think I just heard she said,
Yeah.
she dropped the mic and said that every day has become an
emergency.
Yep.
Every day is an emergency. If we have that mindset, we will not waste time on mundane stuff. We won't waste time on trying to live in pride and trying to say, I did this and I did that. Forget all of that stuff. When your life is over, what will be said? When this life is done, what will be said about you? Who's different because you live? See, that's how I live my life. And that is why this sisterhood is growing at rapid paces. That is why. It's about what you do for God that's last. Everything else don't even matter.
Right.
Every day is an emergency.
Emergency 911, baby. Everybody on the live feed, my Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood, 911. It's emergency. 911 is an emergency to break the poverty curse. 911 is an emergency to live in purpose and on purpose. 911 to no longer settle. 911 to make your name be known. 911 to create a legacy. 911 to break the poverty curse. It's 911. It's an emergency, baby. It's an emergency. Here's Raquel Beckford. She's the president of the New York station of the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. Shout out to Raquel. There you go. 911 emergency, baby. That's shout out Judy. She's also a sister. Shout out Julie Rivera.
Amen. Amen.
Yes.
911, baby. Tammy Michelle's also a Millionaire Mindset Sister. 911.
Wow.
My sister is deep.
Well, Miss Vanessa Braxton.
How you follow that? Boom, bye, bye. I'm supposed to bust shots now. Amazing. She is absolutely right. You know, I'm right with you, you know, and I'm going to say, you know, with what she said, I came to a pivotal moment in my life just as well. I've been retired for 10 years from New York City Transit Authority, the MTA, and I was an executive. And the pivotal point is when I lost a child, you know, during childbirth, you know, delivered a child and my, you know, my last child, and my kids were a little, you know, older, but a little, you know, younger. And, you know, I was working, and I said, you know, after that happened with Jonathan, and it was a vision, not even a vision, it was a dream. And, you know, my father has been gone for a long time, and I had a beautiful relationship with my father. He passed 8 months before my wedding. I'm now married 25 years. So I dreamt my father while I was pregnant, and he asked to take the baby from me in a dream. And I said, okay, Daddy. And he said, you have so much more that you need to do. I woke up that morning, and that's when I found out that I was in labor and the baby had passed away. I was in my late term. And that was a message that was given to me through my father in a dream, because I had no idea that all of that was going to happen. After going through that experience of actually doing that, and then I had to bury the child, I had to take time off from work and look at my children, and I was depressed for a long period of time. And I said, you know what? My father came to me and said that I have so much to do for other people. Come to find out, and God is so good. I end up getting the report, and even though this had nothing to do with it, that child would have had spinal bifida and would have changed the dynamics of my entire life. It didn't matter to me, but I didn't know until after it all happened. And I said, you know what? My father came to me for a reason, right? God made that happen. So for me, I decided, you know what? When I went back to work, I hated everybody. I didn't want to be there because I felt like I was trapped. I felt like I was a slave to, even though I worked for government, but I felt like I was a slave to work. I didn't feel free. And I said to my husband, you know what? I lost Jonathan, so that way I can do work and do the things that I say I want to do. I've always wanted to have a company, have employees, and do what I want to do, and do what I want to do for the family and do for other people in my community. And it's 10 years later, and I'm doing that now. I have 30 employees. You know, at the end of the day, I write that payroll check. And then with opening up these cafes, and when I'm able to bring on a new employee, you know, a gentleman who looks just like me, who I know had a hard time getting a job someplace else because, yeah, he's Black, or maybe he had a record or something. When I said to him that you're going to work at the cafe as one of the managers, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And when I told him the pay scale with bonuses, I saw this man was going to cry. He dropped to his knees. I said, you know what? This is what we're here to do. We're working for a higher power. I didn't intend to do that, but sometimes God moves you in different directions to do things for the people who really need it the most. Because I don't need it, but if I have it, I'm going to share it because I can't take it with me.
Come on now.
I can't take it with me, but I can pass it on to somebody who can pass it on to somebody else. And that's what makes us strong as a community. And really, truthfully, with the sisterhood, us mothers, the Black woman is the beginning of creation. Don't get it twisted. We make things happen. You see, it says here, Black Mama. Where am I? Black Mama. Forget the rocker. Black Mama. We make ish happen from creation.
Yes.
People don't realize that. You want to knock us down, but we're the ones who make things move around.
Come on now.
Truthfully. So that's why I can agree with her. There's a 911 emergency. You know, so it's very important. And that's where opportunities, and, you know, I commend all of you women. I commend you too, Evan, for bringing us together.
Absolutely, man. It's the state of emergency, man. Please dial 911.
I'm gonna tag her. When I tag her, I'm gonna say this is a 911 by Dr. Roberta.
If we connect the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about no opportunities wasted, guys, and obviously we want to make sure that people, as we're connecting, it's about not just connecting people; it's about connecting networks. We have a network, Roberta Hoskie and the Miss Millionaire mindset. We have a network of Black Mama, the Black Mama brand, and the equity markets, and also we have a network of Coaches Coach and Lisa Santiago and McNeill and the publishers. We have a network of agriculture up in here with the Queen of Soul and the Urban Farm. So we have a network of prophetic poet and the arts here as well. And we want to make sure we do that. So we'll make sure we're giving our people an opportunity to know who you are, where they can find you, and what you got going on, how they can join or learn or be a part or invest and all this good stuff as well. We'll start with the Queen of Soil. Sister.
I like that.
Nadia, Ruffin, let me pull up your website here because you got something. Listen, everybody put in comments below. You got something special, and I don't know why. I am partial to you, Nadia, because I've seen your growth from when you got the idea. You said, I'm gonna do this, and you just kept plugging away, and it's 4 years later, and now we have this thing called the Agra Academy, which I know is going to light up some eyes up in here. It's Nadia Ruffin. Talk to us about Agra Academy and what you got going on, what you want people to know.
So I created Agra Academy because there is not a lot of people of color in the agriculture industry. When I went to school, I went to Ohio State. I graduated from Ohio State. I got my bachelor's in animal sciences. And when I was there, it was like six people of color. Like 3 of them were Black. The rest of them were white people. And, you know, their families were owning like 300-acre farms, and or they were working for places like Monsanto. They were getting all these research jobs, all this research money and things like that. And so my focus was more on research. I actually wanted to go to veterinary school. But I became sick in my undergrad and my grades dropped because I had to drop classes and things like that. But what I told myself when I was at Ohio State is that, I'm going to make agriculture more colorful. Because this is ridiculous that we're not in this field. So I graduated, it was like 2005. And I had worked in veterinary research because I was still trying to go to vet school and things like that. And even working in veterinary medicine, I worked at the University of Georgia. I worked at Ohio State. I worked at the Ohio Department of Agriculture. And there was nobody that looked like me. Like I would be the only one there, or might be one other person that may have been a doctor or something. But then everybody else, they were white. And it's like, okay, why are we not getting into this field? Why are we not, entering the research, entering the science, entering agriculture? And then I came to the realization that we're not being exposed to it. Nobody's coming to the schools and telling you about, oh, you can be a veterinarian, or you can be a biotechnologist, or you can be a scientist, or you can own a business in agriculture. Nobody was coming to, especially inner city schools, and teaching kids about these opportunities. So after I graduated, and then I got a master's in entomology, and that's the study of insects, and there was definitely nobody who looked like me in there. I said, working at the health department, teaching all this stuff, there has to be something set up where I can actually go and, expose youth to this. They have 4-H and things, but they don't come to the inner city schools. So I created Agri Academy for that. So what I do with Agri Academy is I offer programs where I'll come into the schools and I'll teach about different areas of agriculture and not just farming. One of the areas that I focus on is entomology, because people don't realize the effect that insects have on our lives on a daily basis, whether they're good, bad, or, in between. They affect our lives a lot. So I would go in and I would teach the kids. I had an entomology club, and I teach them about all different types of insects and things in this program. So with the Agri Academy, what I do is I go around Cincinnati and I teach about different aspects of agriculture. And then I also am developing an online school where I can actually reach other people in other states and stuff, offering the curriculums that I've created so they can do it at their schools or at their homes, or homeschooling and things like that. So my thing is making, agriculture more friendly for people of color, showing them that we can be in this industry and we can dominate this industry. I mean, we were doing this prior to them, creating the agriculture that's here in the United States. Now we were already agriculturalists and scientists and doctors and things like that. But it's just showing us that we can do that. And, I always try to bring people in. Like I had a vet come in and she was a Black lady. I try to bring people in that look like them so they know that, there's people in this field. It's very few of us, but we are out there, and I want you to see them so they can be a mentor to you, or they can, so the children see people that look like them. They'll be more interested in getting into the field if they see people that look like them in there. So that's what I do with Agri Academy. And like I said, I have an urban farm and I grow things here in the city and I sell the produce that I grow. But my main focus is teaching about this field and teaching about things that will actually help people in their households. That's why I said I teach hydroponics and all types of things. And then I'm really getting into research, because that's what I used to do when I was in, before I started doing my own thing. I was working in veterinary research as well as, biotechnology and things. So I have my own little research projects now. That was one thing I also told myself, that I wanted to be an independent researcher. I didn't want to work for a university because they'll take your work, and I didn't want them doing that. So I started, I applied for grants and I got grants. I'm doing a research project now with bees, and then I'm applying for some other grants to work on some hemp projects and things like that. So I just want.
So Nadia, what is your current movement? What is your current move with Agri Academy? You're pushing for something. What's that?
I don't just getting more youth interested in agriculture, hopefully to actually they actually pursue a career in the field.
Right, but you said you had something coming up. You had 40 programs or something you were doing.
Yeah. So next year, starting in January, I want to do, it's called Make Agriculture Cool, traveling agri-science school, where I'll actually go and I'll travel around Cincinnati and visit schools, churches, wherever they'll allow me to come in and actually teach youth about different aspects of agriculture. So what I'm doing on my website is I'm trying to raise money so I can actually do that program. So I'm trying to raise $30,000 to put on these 40 different workshops. So they'll learn about all types of things. I have bees, I have cockroaches, I have chickens, and I'll take those things to the schools. I teach them about how to cultivate things, how to do micropropagation, all types of science stuff, microbiology, all types of things. But that costs money. So I'm trying to raise money so I can actually put on those programs.
Okay. All right. So we have some people here who may have a little insight on raising money. Let me come down to Lisa Santiago McNeill. Any thoughts to assist with this phenomenal initiative that she has going on for AgriAcademyInc.org?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, get on the vending. If you're not already on the vendor list for the schools that you want to support, get on those vendor lists. And the schools have budgets. Don't let them, you think that they just, our Title I schools are low income kids. They don't have money. They don't have money, but the schools are getting money to provide for those schools and to bring things such as things that fit into the curriculum, which is essentially STEM and STEAM, which is where you fall into the STEM and STEAM. There is funding for STEM and STEAM all over the place. For Title I schools, STEM, STEAM grants are available that you can tap into, whether or not you have already gotten a 501c3 or not.
I do.
You do have a 501c3? Yep. Then definitely your local library has a list of the grants that are available that you can tap directly into. But then you also want to tap into the symbiotic relationships that could benefit from your training, that will pay you to bring them what they need. What they need is the kids that are graduating and matriculating through the system to go into the jobs that you are leading them to, that they would not otherwise do if they had not received your insight. So those companies that hire those children also have funding set aside to help them to matriculate on the path to what they are, where they want to employ them. Those are two of the biggest focuses that I would make for that. And also, if you wanted to do an individual campaign on your own of fundraising, just really identifying the costs associated with each one of those projects. Every time you go out, you've been funding it on your own. It sounds like you've been doing self-funding, but put a number on that. Put a dollar value on that. Once you put that dollar value on it, then you can divide it up and give the community, like this community, the opportunity to support you. They may not be able to send you to teach a $5,000 program, but if your $5,000 6-week program serves 30 children or 60 children or whatever that number is divided, now somebody may be able to sponsor one child in your program. And each one of those sponsorships can add up cumulatively to allow you to progress, to provide the training and education that you want to provide to those children. I hope that helped.
Oh yeah, that helped a lot. Thanks.
Did somebody say the coaches in the house? There's somebody. Miss Vanessa Braxton or Miss Dr. Roberta Hoskie, any thoughts on that? Anything you might want to share in her mission? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me come to you, Roberta, 1 second. Go ahead, Roberta.
I was just saying Lisa covered everything. I'm good.
Fantastic. Miss Braxton, anything?
How much money you want to raise?
I want to do 30,000. And actually, the whole budget was like 100,000, but I could do it with 30,000. I would just have to cut back on a lot of stuff. I was, because I had it set at 100.
No. You said you want 100,000. No, you're gonna do it with you're gonna pull in 150,000.
Right.
You always ask for more than what you think you need, because what you're gonna need is actually more.
More.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So I would make it much higher. I do raising. I do more of raising on the equity side, but since you're on the nonprofit side, I want you to go to, and I would sponsor you through WeFunder, because they can do it for nonprofit, where people would invest in a nonprofit, but it's only there's no stock or equity in exchange. It's more on the mission.
Okay.
And it's more on the mission. And of course, you're 501, right? You're 501.
Yes.
Because us accredited investors need a tax write-off.
Okay. Yes.
Especially family offices. How much? Wait a minute. What? This is December what? This December 4th? Okay, we might be hitting you up like right now.
That'd be great.
Right. But if you write this down, a lot of the crowd equity platforms, not like the Kickstarter, but StartEngine.com and WeFunder, where I'm doing a current raise for Black Mama Tea and Cafe, because that's the company I'm taking public. But that's more on the equity side. They do have a nonprofit side where all of us would have to, people would see your mission, exactly what I see on this website, because I'm at your website right now. Exactly what I see on this website. That would be your PowerPoint, and that would be your, campaign. And then just as you would do a video, the same way that you have the video there, you discuss what it is that you're doing. And in exchange, they would get a 501c. They would get a statement.
Donation later. Mm-hmm.
They would get a donation station. Just make sure you do your 990s.
Right. Okay.
And when we see that, we're at the end of the year saying, listen, I need to get a write-off. Like right now, I need to do a write-off. Like some, people will be, I need to do a write-off. The people who are in the wealth area, and it might not be a lot of us, but it's a lot of them. And they want to write off.
Right.
So you might turn around and get $500,000. Now you got to figure out like, what are you going to do with that? But if that's going to help, but yeah, go to WeFunder, WeFunder.com. Okay. And yes, they're white folks, but they're broker dealers and they're registered with the SEC. So as a component, just as well, I sit on their accelerator. As a venture capital, I sit on their accelerator where we invest, and I would just, what I will do, at the end, I'll give you my email. I would basically introduce you to Johnny and see how you can get that going and get the money that you want. Because money's out there. There's trillions of dollars in private equity, and there's, everybody wants to have their charity. That's part of our corporate governance as well, of giving back. So why not just give back to you?
Right. Thank you.
Go ahead, Dr. Roberta Hoskie.
I just had a thought process for Nadia. Prior to me getting into real estate and doing my business, I worked at Albert Einstein College of Medicine, and I worked in the Department of Research for Pediatrics. And so what I did there is I wrote grants and contracts, and in 2 years, I was able to get $20 million in grants and contracts. And so when I'm looking at what you have and what your product that you're offering, it really also goes in line with NIH, National Institute of Health. So if you can draw a correlation between health and what you are talking with agriculture, then you'll be able to also tag into those NIH grants because of your 501c3 status. Now, you may need to have to collaborate with other corporations that may be doing something similar, but it's okay, because when those NIH grants, you don't find grants under $1 million. Right. And so you actually will, if you can make that correlation, that will be a big blessing for you. I used to write those grants, 2 years, $20 million in grants and contracts. So you definitely qualify for that. So I want to just give that to you as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Man, this is what the sisterhood is about. While we're talking about We Funder, I mean, we admit that Black Mama, we might as well talk about what's going on. Let me see if I got it up here. There we go. Okay, there we go. Black Mama, talk to us about what's going on here with invest in Black Mama Tea and Cafe. As soon as I can pull it up here on the screen. There we go. There we go. The Starbucks for the tea industry.
Yes.
Well, we're closing that. No, it's gonna close December 9th next week. I can't wait till it closes because this is the second round because we're going to our series rounds with Regulations D. Let me just move it back a little bit. We had a seed round last year, and just think in terms of, let's say, for example, everybody here knows Facebook, right? And everybody knows, right? We're on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Well, think about it. May 13th, 2005, I had the opportunity to invest $65,000 into Facebook through my hedge fund company that I was with. When you're an accredited investor, they give you access to pre-IPOs before they hit the market. I passed on it because I didn't know what I just thought it was a college thing. And it was actually the Facebook. That's what it was called. And it was an online directory. That's what they named it. And in 2020, when you think about it, I never thought that it would be what it is today because we're using Facebook every single day, right?
Yeah.
So imagine at $65,000 at probably, I think it was like something like 50 cents a share because that was like the seed round. I passed on that. I still have the paperwork to this day, and my daughter looks at it like, how can you? But it was all meant to happen that way, I guess. So people who can get into private equity, when it's private, it's before it's public. And that's the same thing that we're doing with Black Mama Teas and cafes on WeFunder. The laws have changed. Obama changed the SEC laws. Now he's leveled the playing field, but everybody doesn't realize that because our community never really had access to private equity investing. They all know about the public. We call that the retail markets. I don't even invest on the retail market because that's like just retail. We want to get it early and we want to get it on the ground floor and we want to support a company to build a foundation. And that's what we started doing. We had our first round last year. Evan was one of the first investors when the SEC, when the thing came back from SEC, it was like 10 o'clock at night when I got the notice. I told Evan, and Evan was the very first investor, which I'm saying kudos to him because he's going to definitely come up to when we sign at the New York Stock Exchange or we go on the floor, when we go actually public. He's going to be one of the people that's going to be there. And at the time, it was $5 a share, a minimum of 100 shares. And we raised, up till that point, $1,060,000. We raised $533,000, and then we had a back end, which we end up raising $1,068,000. So now, a year later, he's all still a shareholder. We have all our shareholders, 98% Black people. 98% of us. Who said that we don't support our own, that we don't invest in our own? That's what the Jobs Act is about. The Jobs Act 2012. There are very few African Americans. Jay Morrison did it. I invested in Jay Morrison just for the support so that he can have that. This is pivotal. This is the time before they mess it up. This law has only been around for 2 years, and I've been involved with it for the last 2 years. We're not in it. This is the perfect time. So once you get into a private equity, now you have access to other private equity. So now you can buy a WeFunder, Start Engine, and there is so much that goes on behind private equity. People don't even realize that in private equity, There's a stock market in private equity where people exchange shares before it hits the market. People just don't know about it. You know, that's how the money's made. It's made there, and it's made in real estate, you know, like Doctor said. So now it's $8 per share. We had a $7 per share for the first 100,000. And as soon as it hit 100,000, it went to 8. Now it's 8. Everyone will get a 10% bonus of shares, minimum $500. And when this round is complete, this is our last round on WeFunder, because we've already started our processing for the Reg A Plus IPO. And I've already just got my customized package from the New York Stock Exchange. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to be making history. And hopefully you guys will be investing and coming with us. If not, you'll be buying on the retail market after we're public, and that way you'll be paying a higher price. If you don't get in now, that's all right. You'll get in later, but at a higher price.
Man, so Black Mama, Investing Black Mama Tea and Cafe, you know, your boy, you know, numero uno up in here. But you can check them out at WeFunder.com, Black Mama Tea and Cafe. She does a wonderful job of keeping people updated what's going on. I saw some layouts to the first franchise store. It's basically going from an online market to a brick and mortar. Already got plenty of clientele and customers through her brand as well. So you got the CEO, the boss, Black Mama herself here, sharing with you guys more information for you to make an educated decision that could change your financial future forever. Thanks so much, Vanessa. Go ahead.
Evan, quick question. Did you see that post that I put up about Wall Street now wanted to get involved with clicks?
Yeah.
Clicks
for bricks.
I've been doing this for 2 years. And when no one was paying attention, now they all want to jump on it. You know, they all calling me. I was like, okay, we're going to see. You don't have to write a big fat check. But when you start a trend, now everybody want to follow and, you know, try to take advantage of that trend and say that they did it, you know. So you know how it is. They always want to steal something from us. But as far as I'm concerned, it's about our community and making sure that we build our communities through this way. Okay?
Absolutely.
Invest, y'all. Invest.
And Precious Paulding, we got you, Miss Lay. Thanks so much for again showing up and being here. You got an anti-bullying campaign going on with your push writer, with your books that you've written. I think you said, "Who Are You?" What is it? What's the title of it again?
It's called "How Special Are You?" Well, you're one of a kind.
Everybody put a console. How special are you? Tell us a little bit about what you got going on here. PreciousPaulding.com anti-bullying campaign.
Yes, and this is written in both girls and boys version. And so the campaign right now is because I wrote the book in August, and I wrote the book in the beginning of August and published it, and people have bought it, and the students must have were taking the books to the school. And so the teachers started to reach out to me. And when I went in, I did a program at the library, and I was able to do a program at one of the schools. And when I dealt with the kids and read the book, what was so powerful was their responses. One kid said it made them feel like the world would not be complete without them. Another kid said that it made them feel like they mattered. But one of the most precious things that one of the little girls said, and these are fourth graders now, she said that the book made her feel like she will be better leaving the library than when she came. And one of the things that I hated was that I wasn't able to give out the books. And so it made me decide I have a 501c3 called I Choose Me, hashtag No More Excuses, which we have programming and everything in and workshops. But I created the self-love initiative through it so that people could donate. Every $15 donation gives a kid a book. And so now when I go to different places and speak, that I can actually bless them with not only what I give them, but a two that they can take home. Because unfortunately, a lot of parents don't understand that mindset and making an investment in their book, in a child's book for their mindset is way more important than the clothes and the shoes that we put on their back.
Amen.
So I want us to become the village. So like we pledge to feed a hungry child's soul, I want us to begin to pledge to feed their soul, like the soul of them, so that they can realize that they are gifted, that they are amazing. Like I said, we have a big rate of suicide, depression, and self-doubt in our kids right now. And it's really because broken kids are from broken parents. A lot of us are broken, which is why I made the 365 days of loving yourself to life. And so this is my baby. My book had a baby, which is a children's book. And so I want the children's book to really be able to make a difference in the world. So I see it becoming a global message in the school system as a tool in order for our kids to start identifying with themselves and recognizing that the world would be missing a piece without them. So all of this information that I hear you sharing is like everything I need to hear right now.
Absolutely, man. Go make sure you guys check out preciouspaulding.com. Pick up the book, make your donations, make the difference that you can make, because it takes a village and it starts with us. It takes a village and it starts with us. We'll come down to Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill, the coach's coach. Let me pull up your website here, and I know you got a planning thing going on. You helping people plan out. I heard Dr. Roberta Hoskie said they're planning out for 100 years. You're gonna at least let them plan out 2020, the start of the new decade, man. Lisa Santiago McNeill.
Yes, absolutely. Planning is near and dear to my heart, because I believe that we are all co-creators with the universe. And I think what we miss when we do these resolutions and these vision boards and all of this planning that people do, that they call planning, which is really dreaming and hoping, that by manifesting to actually manifest is a process. It's a process. And I take them through that process and help them to discover what it is that they really want, what it's going to take to get there, who they're going to need to connect with, and then when it needs to happen. Because so often the part that we miss is the accountability piece, the follow-up piece, and the other people piece, right? Because we learned that on this broadcast today. Everything that we need is right here in our own networks, in our own communities. And sometimes we forget to put centers of influence on our vision. We forget to make centers of influence a part of our process, meaning that I may know what I'm supposed to do. I may know when I'm supposed to do it. I may even know how I'm supposed to do it. But how about I'm not supposed to do it all by myself?
Yeah.
So by helping them to go through this process of 52 weeks to manifestation, it includes reflection, evaluation, projection, and then specification and clarification. So what did you learn from what you tried to do before? And then what are you going to do differently? Who do you need? What training tools and resources do you need? The manifestation planner also addresses the area that I think almost all of the ladies have mentioned at some point or another, which is the mindset. Because so often the things that we miss in succeeding in our goals is because we are not surrounded by the right individuals that positively impact our mindset. The sisterhood, the millionaire mindset, the collection of energy that believes with you is actually the fuel necessary to manifest your success. So often, that's why people in impoverished situations, in poor neighborhoods, in poor communities, don't succeed, because they're consistently around people who've never succeeded before. If you are consistently around people who have never succeeded before, and you come up with the anointed idea that the Lord placed in your heart or mind to manifest, and then you take it over to somebody that don't have nothing but weed eater and weed killer, and no anointing, no growth, and no growth fuel, then your dreams can sometimes be consumed by their negativity. So by attacking our minds, and when I say attacking our minds, I mean sometimes we need to attack our own minds in order to separate out of it the good from the bad, in order to separate the positive from the negative, and able to unlearn some of the limiting beliefs and things that are holding us back, and in order to newly learn the things that will compel us to go forward and succeed. And with the 2020 planner, we are going into 2020 with 2020 vision. This planner in and of itself is just the blueprint where you document what's going to happen. But I'm doing a corresponding workshop walking you through that process of writing the vision and making it plain, because everything in the Bible is already there for our personal edification and consumption. We overlook it or read it like it's a fairy tale, and it's actually an instruction manual. And if we would actually do what it says, we could have what we were intended to have. So that workshop, and I'm doing the first of them on tomorrow, is actually $197. But listen to this, because it is so important. If you buy the planner, you get the workshop for free.
Well, wait
if you buy the planner, you get the workshop for free.
Ooh. You know, I don't like to hear that word. Okay.
Yes. I know you don't like to hear it, but see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I am holding doors open, right? And that means I have to facilitate the access. Everybody on here is not ready to be a millionaire investor. And I understand that. And while I appreciate that that opportunity is available, it may not be accessible to everyone yet, because there are some things that are in their mindsets that are actually limiting them from accessing the thing to get them to first be 100-aire, and then 1,000-aire, and then a millionaire. And glory to God, Mama said a billion.
Black Mama, billion.
Come on now. So I want to get you first off of the blocks that are keeping you from even becoming 1,000-aire. And because of that, I don't want to have an obstacle from that. But you do have to put some skin in the game. You have to order the book. You have to order the book. The book is a workbook in and of itself. You're welcome to take it and use it on your own. But I'm telling you, when the manual is taught to you, you will get the most results out of its application. And so by you simply investing the $27 that it takes for you to get the manifestation planner that has all of the instructions in it, you will gain access to the webinar that will teach you how to use all of those keys and tools that are locked inside to actually manifest the 2020 of your dreams. So you'll not be sitting around again December 31st, 2020, talking about next year I'm gonna. I'm so tired of next year I'm gonna, and you ain't did nothing all year. We want to make a difference in 2020.
You mean to tell me that for $27 I can get this best plan for 2020 with 2020 vision, and I'm gonna get a webinar with the coach's coach, who already done gave some coaching to Ruffin and all that good stuff going on. I'm gonna get that too.
Yes,
absolutely, man. $27. Everybody put in comments on 27. That equals
$27. Not only know what I know, but I know what I know.
Lisa.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I sign up some of my employees?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna have to look at that link. Some of them need that book right now.
Amen. It's integral. This is my 4th year with this planner, and every year I have met the goals because we write the vision and make it plain. The first year that we created that, my husband and I actually used to just do our visions on our walls. And so I had the vision over here, I had the list over here, I had the plan over here, I had all of this here, and you couldn't take it with you, but you still had it with you. Now it is more streamlined, more pedantic, more specific, and the results are more tangible. You are going to get what you set out for when you write it, make it plain, and then follow it.
And the reality is that you absolutely do get what you plan for. There's a good quote I came today. I want to read that for the audience, and I apologize for going over. This is so good, guys. Hopefully you can bear with us another 20 minutes. But nobody ever wrote down a plan to be broke, fat, lazy, or stupid. Those things are what happen when you don't have a plan.
Come on now.
Let me read that again for the people in the back. Nobody ever wrote down a plan to be broke, fat, lazy, or stupid.
That's right.
Those things are what happen when you don't have a plan. And I want you guys to think about that. That's in the audience, or anybody might listen to us on the replay. Do you have a plan for the new decade? Do you have a plan? Well, You can get that plan by simply connecting with Miss Lisa Santiago, www.IamLisaSantiago McNeill. You pick up a planner for $27 and get a working webinar with the coaches coach. That is absolutely an unbelievable deal. Yeah, you need to take care of that, man, because you know you're going to spend more than $30 just this weekend alone. So why not in yourself?
Oh, yeah. If I was trying to get you to go out to eat, you wouldn't even ask me how much, and we would leave out of there, and you would pay $30.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So that's really that goes back to the mindset again. It really is about the mindset.
Yep.
And as we're talking about mindset, we got the Miss Millionaire mindset herself here with us as well. She's got some phenomenal things. Again, congratulations on your new book, by the way. Poverty, breaking the poverty curse. And if you could, I'm going to pull that up for us. Talk to us a little bit about what you got going on. So you know you have a retreat coming up as well.
So thank you, Evan. Thank you so much for having me on this show, and all of the wonderful, powerful women. Is nothing like being around positive, like-minded women. It's just a powerful thing. I'm excited because after 5 years, I have my first book out, The Poverty Curse Broken, the Dr. Roberta Hoskie story. This book I birthed in tears. You hear me? In tears. Every time I picked up the book, I began to cry. And cry and cry. See, I thought I was writing the book, the 21 steps on how to create the millionaire mindset. And that's what I thought I was writing, because I have these cards here, the 21 mindset cards. And these are all cards of my life. But every time I went to write, I began to talk about personal things, and I began to talk about daddy issues. And I was like, whoa, what does daddy issues have to do with this? And then I began to crumble that paper up and throw it out. And then I began to write a little more. And then I started talking about abuse and things like that. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? And then finally, after about the 4th or 5th time, I just said, you know what, God, I give in. And I began to just flow with my heart, and I began to cry because I told my story, and I was very plain and very transparent. See, we live in this day and age where people like to be fake and phony and wear a mask and try to act like they have everything together when they fall apart. Because of that, people are not able to relate. And so we have to be able to be leaders enough to lead, to say, let me show you, sis, this happened to me, or let me show you this, bro. I went through this. I may not look like what I've been through, but I have been through it. And so we got to set aside the fake and phony and acting like we got stuff together. I had a hard life, a very hard life. I got bruises on my body to prove what I've been through. Wow. So I didn't just show up here. I paid the price to be here. And not me to pay the price to be here, but so other people can see that it doesn't matter where you start from. It doesn't matter who tries to hold you down. It doesn't matter who left you and all this other stuff. The only thing that matters is a made up mindset, putting God first in everything that you do, and living in purpose and on purpose, and break the back of poverty. And so this is my book, and it starts off with me being a single mother, welfare and bullets coming through my front door, through my window. I'm a girl from the projects. I didn't just show up here. And so this story is going to help you. It's not just it's a book of my life, but it's also a blueprint of how to break poverty. So if you really take this book and start breaking down what was happening in my life, I'm sure you are going to see some things that you may have went through, because unlike many people, I'm not trying to be fake and phony. I'm gonna be transparent with you. And so because of that, you're going to see some things that maybe you went through, and then you can say, oh, okay. And so my prayer is that this book goes where I'll never go, and it blesses people that I'll never see. And I already know it is. So I'm blessed to have it published by TBN, which is Trinity Broadcasting Network. TBN. And for those of you who don't know what TBN is, that's the network that produced Joel Osteen, Joyce Myers, TD Jakes, and yours truly, Dr. Roberta Hoskie.
Yes.
Platform. And so I'm very blessed and I'm very grateful for that. And so you can get your autograph book on that site that Evan just brought up. at connectwithroberta.com. That's the autographed copy. But because I do have my book on the main networks, you can go to any Barnes and Noble. Is anywhere in the world. It's being transferred. If you're Spanish, it'll be available in Spanish. It's also on the ebook as well already. But if you want an autograph from me with my love, you go to connectwithroberta.com. Otherwise, you can just go to any Barnes and Noble in the world. And then I'm so happy. So all the ladies, listen, I want to give the invite to all the ladies. Where my ladies at? I know we got all
We're right here.
Lisa, we need you. Mama, we need you. Precious, we need you. Come on, Nadia, we need you on this retreat, because this is the 2020, and we listen to this perfect vision, Lisa.
I like that.
Love retreat. So this is a retreat that we are doing in the last weekend of December. And it is the preparation for the 2020, the perfect vision, so that you can have clarity. But we need you, Lisa, to come and talk too, to be part of this platform, because those books that you're talking about go hand in hand. So when God does movements, he does things and we get in a line. So it's 2020 perfect vision. And let me tell you, some of the powerful women that are going to speak are watching this live feed right now. Shout out to Sharice Blue that has been sending love. She is take a dare to leap with Sharice. She's a founder member of the Sisterhood for the New Jersey chapter. That is Sharice Blue. She is also a coach as well. She's going to talk vision, and we are going to start making the vision plain as well at that event. We're also having a vision board party, not a daydreaming party, because some of it can be daydreaming, but we are going to have a vision, and we are going to write the vision, make it plain, and start executing. And so Sharice is going to be there. She's a powerful woman, and I've never seen, well, I have, because my Millionaire Mindset sister is full of them, but she's one of the people that just love. And then also shout out to Raquel Beckford, who is also watching this right now. She's right here giving love to all the women, because that's what we do at the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood. We just love on our sisters. We just love. Raquel Beckford also is an entrepreneur. She is a fire. When I tell you she is anointed from God, she is anointed. I make personal, and this is me, personal trips all the way to New York so that I can be serviced by Raquel. She has a relaxation spa that she does. She has a unique talent to help people relax, calm their mind, become focused, and she has holistic approaches. And that's Raquel, and she's also going to be at the 2020 Women's Wealth Retreat. We have so many people, so many lines up, so many pastors, so many apostles, but we also going to teach business. I have Robin Walker, who is going to teach how to brand your business. I also have Anika Ocasio, who's going to talk about how to start an online business and create wealth while you sleep. There's just so many powerful women that is going to be part of this retreat. There's one pastor, she's going to teach how to overcome fear and become fire. And that is powerful. And of course, you're going to have yours truly up there. And we're going to talk about real estate. We're going to talk about wealth, creating generational wealth, getting that mindset right so that you can manifest those things that you imagine. And then we have this last day, which is Sunday. We have Unleash Your Power. And that is a powerful closeout event. Unleashing your power, the power that God give you, unleashing those things so that you can manifest it. 2020 Perfect Vision Women's Wealth Retreat. Put yourself in position, in power, in alignment with your God-given purpose so that 2020 is your year. Guess what? Because I love Evan and that's my guy, I am offering this, that we already have it at a reasonable rate at only $149. That's it. It's only $149 for Friday, for Saturday, for Sunday, for all of those speakers that we're talking about and more. $149. But because Evan's my boy, I'm going to give you a discount code. And the discount code is MM Sisterhood. MM Sisterhood. That is going to give you an additional 20% off. So for the entire weekend, it's only $199. So let's come on. Let's be around women with positive energy, just like Lisa just said. My sisterhood is so phenomenal. We don't do the negative energy at all. When you're around people with positive energy. That's how blessings come, and that's how manifestation comes. You cannot ever be creative in a negative environment. And so this is the environment that's conducive for success. The environment that's conducive for success in the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood and women from all over. So discount code, because Evan is all of that and he put this together for all of us powerful Black women. I give a discount code MM Sisterhood, but go to 2020womenswealthretreat.com and I look to see you. Oh, did I tell you it's in Orlando, Florida? We look forward to seeing you in sunny Orlando, Florida at a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place at Marriott in Millionaire Mindset style for $119 because you are watching Black Woman Wednesday with my guy, Evan.
Man, Black Walsh and the Black Woman Wednesday, man, guys. Again, man, phenomenal. You got the planner. You got opportunity to invest in a pre-IPO. You got the Queen of Soil, Urban Farm Sister, and nonprofit and bringing agriculture to the youth. You got the prophetic one herself with, with the anti-bullying campaign, and another discount on top of a women's wealth retreat. I mean, I'm on the big. And take the and make sure y'all represent. But this is Black Woman Wednesday, guys. Everybody that's watching, this is an opportunity for you to show love to all the Black women. I want you to think about every Black woman that has made a difference in their life, and I want you to come up with something to say to them to let them know that you appreciate them, because you never know, they might be watching this and they might read through the comments. And we're going to do the same thing for everyone that's here on our feed here. So we're going to start with Miss Nadia. What is it that you love, adore, appreciate? Why is the Black woman so important to you?
Well, I'm a Black woman. We are the birth of civilization. So, I mean, we're very important. Like you always say, Black women always show up. We always show up and we show out. So that's why Black women are important to me.
Absolutely, man. Black Woman Wednesday. Thanks so much for joining us here today, Miss Nadia Ruffin. This Precious Paulding, same question to you, man. As you think about all the Black women that made a difference in your life, what do you love, adore, and appreciate? Why is the Black woman so important to you?
The Black woman is so important to me because it just showed me who I could become, where I could go, and what life has in store. And so they are powerful beyond measures. I was able to be raised by some of the strongest Black women I know, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of a community of women that don't get the credit that we deserve, but show up anyway. And so I celebrate Black women for always going above and beyond, even though people don't always see us.
Absolutely, man. The Precious Paul, thanks so much for being here tonight on Black Woman Wednesday. Miss Lisa Santiago, McNeill, if you think about all the Black women that made a difference in your life, as you love and appreciate and adore today, why is the Black woman so important to you?
Black women in and of itself is empowerment. We have overcome so many things as individuals and collectives that we do not just with power and strength, but with grace and love and forgiveness. Black women are the most forgiving, resilient people in the world, not just women, people in the world. We teach, we educate, we love on, and we most of all forgive. And the power lies in our forgiveness, in our ability to forgive, pick up, and continue to go forth without bitterness, because bitterness is really what holds us back. And so I celebrate Black women because they continue to outsmart those that have tried to capture them. They continue to outsmart them. We're like the road runner and the Wile E. Coyote. We continue to outsmart the ones that are trying to get a hold of us. And like I said before, for every woman listening, I want you to tap into your anointing. And I want you to realize that the people that have taken advantage of you, the people that have done you disservice, is because they recognized your anointing. They recognized your gift. They recognized what you brought to the table. Now it's time for you to recognize it and leverage it for yourself.
Absolutely. Miss Lisa Santiago McNeill, thanks so much for joining us here tonight on Black Woman Wednesday. Miss Vanessa Braxton, you think about all the Black women that made a difference in your life as you love, appreciate, and adore them here today. Why is the Black woman so important to you?
Because we're mothers, we're sisters, and we're daughters. I mean, hell, I wear Black Mama all over me because we're first. You know, we nurture society, no matter what. We nurture everyone, even on this platform. Let me tell you something. Mark my word. You can't live without a Black woman. Period. Because we're always going to bring something. We're always bringing something. And yes, you know, being a Black woman, just like how I tell my daughter, it's a double-edged sword. You know what I mean? Society don't like our power. Then they can't do without us. And that's the key. What I love about Black women, because I love myself.
That's right.
I love myself, and God put me here to love me and to love every other woman without judgment, without, you know, any cause or reason. And that's why I love the Black woman, because we do more for everybody than everybody do for us.
Black Mama, Black Mama.
Black Mama.
Yeah, Ms. Vanessa Braxton, thanks so much for taking the time to be with us here tonight on Black Women. It's a pleasure. Dr. Roberta, Hoskie, you think about all the Black women that made a difference in your life, as you love, appreciate, adore them. Why is the Black woman so important to you?
Absolutely. I love the Black woman for so many reasons. One is that we created everything in this world. Like, we are Mother Earth. We are the ones that gave birth. We are the original being. We are the women that multiply. We are it. And that we also are women who show forth God's glory. We are, as we've said, forgiving. We are resilient. We are patient. We are nurturers. We are visionaries. We are every single thing that we need to be, and then some. We don't give up. We're just powerful, and we can't even measure the power of which we are. But we got to understand that this whole world is here because of the Black woman, and that's how powerful we are. And we can never forget that, no matter what. And we don't need to ever look for validation outside from other people. We know within ourselves and within who God has made us that we are powerful beyond measure. We are valid, that we have great purpose, and that this world wouldn't even be this world if it was not for the Black woman.
Exactly.
And that's why I love my Black woman. Proud woman. Proud Black woman.
Well, again, guys, I appreciate and adore each and every one that showed up here today. Our audience, thanks so much for being here, hitting that like button, that share button, that invite button, that tag button, all that good stuff. So that this thing goes viral as we are just doing our due service, because there is something that's positive and that's good for our community. And it's going to be up to us to make sure that positive and good goes viral, just like anything else. It may not be reflected in the proper way. I'm ERGJ, and I got to say, I just love the Black woman. And I appreciate everyone, man. I have a special space in my heart for especially the single Black woman, because I was one. But it's just something about it. As I said earlier, what I know in my life to be true is that the Black woman always shows up. And for that, I show my appreciation, my adoration, my love for every Black woman that always shows up. One thing I want you guys to remember tonight is no opportunities wasted. Opportunities will come by your path, but don't waste those opportunities, because we're in a state of emergency. Every day.
That's right.
Well, my beautiful people, thanks so much for our panel and everyone else that joined us here tonight. I'll probably take more comments, but I do want to say it's time for us to go, unfortunately. And I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, people. Matter of fact, we all we need, as you saw here tonight. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
The new Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of the new
Black Wall Street. I know that.